When you order your trout in the restaurant, what size do they serve you with? 6 inches? Maybe 8 inches? What about a trout that won't fit in the frying pan? And what about a trout that won't even go into the oven? We're talking seriously big trout. We are talking trout in excess of 2 feet in length. The trout are here at Avington Fishery in Hampshire. It's one of the biggest big fish waters you're ever going to get the chance to catch a trout in. But they have to have stock ponds or stew ponds, which they keep a high density of fish in there. Now, they're fed on pellets, a high protein pellet feed, to bulk them up and make them really big and strong. Now, there's a couple of tips here I'm going to give you that as an angler you'll think, now why didn't I think of that? Now, these are high protein feed pellets. Now, years ago the trout fishermen used to like to catch their trout on the top on a dry fly, right on the surface, so they fed, these would be floating pellets. But now they make sinking pellets, and the reason they now use sinking pellets is because they want the feed to get down to all the bulk of the fish in the water. If there's 5,000 fish in one of these stock ponds, only the fittest get the pellets on the top, so they use sinking pellets. Now I'm going to say this 3 times and see if it goes in. Sinking, sinking, sinking pellets. Bear that in mind for later on. Let's show you how many trout are in here. Right, these are hungry fish, aren't they? They're very hungry fish. You think they're fed regularly, and of course, yes, they are fed regularly. Now, here's tip number 2. These fish are fed at 8:30, 12 and 4 approximately. I'll say that again, 8:30, 12 and 4. 8:30, 12 and 4. I'll tell you why later, but first, let me show you just how big they are here at Avington. In these stock ponds they hold something like 30,000 rainbow trout. Now they're intensely fed, but they're also a strain called triploids, and that means they can they're eating machines effectively. They don't reproduce, as sterile, so they just keep eating and eating and eating, so obviously they grow to big huge sizes, and there are some giants in this fishery, no question of that. But as you can see, it's absolutely pristine, well managed. It's a bit like farming. In fact, it really is fish farming on a big scale. I'll tell you what, this is terrible for a fisherman. It's absolutely terrible looking at all these fish. I've got to go fishing. Come on, and don't forget those 2 tips I told you. Don't forget them. Now the reason I mentioned about those feeding times down at the stock ponds is because those fish are preconditioned. They're fed 8:30, 12:30, 4:30, whatever that time is, for the last 2 years before they're stocked in here. So if you're an angler, take note of that. They're absolute hotspot times to get a bite, and that's exactly what happened with that guy. 12:30 on the dot. And while you can get away with using light tackle and small rods and small reels, don't make the mistake of going too light with your leader. The minimum unit is 6 pounds. Sometimes you can use a fine reduced diameter line, sometimes even fluorocarbon in the smaller diameters, so you can fish with say 8 pound leader and have the same diameter as say even a 5 or 6 pound ordinary monofilament line, and that enables it to cut through the surface film, and it enables the trout to see the fly and not get spooked by seeing the leader. Well, there you go. That took us a while, but that, you'll agree, is too big for the frying pan. That's a rainbow trout on the Firebird fly, and that is a lovely looking fish. And this is why they call it the rainbow. Look at this beautiful colour, the hue that goes down the side there. Lovely fish, what a beauty. Bigger frying pan, bigger oven. I think we need a bigger house. Of course, one of the main reasons that you actually go to fish at Avington is the clarity of the water. And there's no question that if you want to spot a good fish, take your time, go around patrolling around the edges, around the margins, looking underneath all the overhanging bushes, along the deeper little channels between weed beds, and just see if you can spot that slightly larger trout, because invariably they're going to be stationary. What you do find is the smaller trout will be moving around faster, the bigger fish, a bit lazy, possibly a bit overfed, they're going to be just basically chilling out, just laying around or just cruising slowly. Well, you see a lot of this long casting done when you're fly fishing, but even though the water's clear and you can see the trout out there, why would you want to cast out there when most of the trout are actually swimming right in front of your face down here? One of the advantages of going travelling to trout fishing is the fact that you're pretty sheltered even in rough weather. On the centre lake, the middle lake might be a little bit open to wind, but with all the mature trees and bushes that are around the edges of the lakes, you can always find somewhere where you can work out that fly line, get it to the trout. And of course, you don't need heavy tackle here, because you're not going to be distance casting. A lot of the trout you'll be casting to will be close to the bank, possibly within 20-25 feet. You can get away with a 4-weight line, a 5-weight line, and something like a 6 or 7-weight fly rod. Really, your basic average trout tackle will do the job. Well, this one I actually caught fishing blind. I've got no idea. It's a most peculiar shape. It doesn't feel right, this fish. Something doesn't feel right. You can net it for me as well. That's okay, so I'll come down. I don't know what it is. I'll just go under yours. Okay, I've got to come under.
Just move mine, just shift it out of the way.
That's okay. It's got to be foul hooked or something, because it shouldn't be doing all this. Doesn't feel right at all. I've never trout ripple my line out like that before. Oh God, it's not going to fit in that net, that's for sure.
Yeah, he is.
Yeah, it was a funny take. I didn't think it would felt right. We ripped the line out. We'll take our time, and if it comes off, it comes off.
Yeah. Top of the bottom.
Something's not right with it. It's a big fish, though.
It is huge. It's got to be a brownie, I reckon.
How much more my leader's going to hold out?
Be nice to just get him in the net, wouldn't it?
Well, just to look at it, it'd just be nice to see
exactly.
that. I haven't seen a big brown. Oh, he's gone. There, he's right there, look.
There
You can film him, Mike. You can actually see him. I can almost touch him with the rod top, down the end of the rod top. And that would have been my biggest brown trout ever. But listen, I haven't given up. I'm still going to plod along, and I think we're going to get some more fish. Other things have gone home. What time are we looking at? Oh, we're looking at 3:30. We're going to get another fish, I know, because of the time scale. And a guy up there just hooked one. The time is 3:30. That's when they feed the fish. Check it out. Well, that was about persistence, a bit of luck, and using a fly that sinks, wait for this, the same rate as those pellets sink through the water. So I'm roughly down to the same depth that they're feeding at when they're fed in there. And I just got lucky, and here's another fish. Lost that big brownie, and look at that beautiful rainbow. Don't come off yet, don't come off. Don't come off. This is bigger than they serve you in the restaurants, that's for sure. Flipping me out. Still going. Oh no, he's going right down for the trees. Like all fishermen, I'm greedy because I'm actually playing this one, which is quite a nice fish. And down in front of me is another one that's about 3 pounds, 4 pounds. I sort of want to catch this one and get that one. Right underneath. I want a good scrap, but I don't want to end up on Valium. God. Oh, he's digging and digging. He's going to make the bush. I'm going to lose it. Come on. Dump the net for a minute. Why do they make them fight so hard? Come on. Come on, not the weeds. Not the rushes. Yeah, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Get in there. Oh, yes, please. Yes, please. That is a nice fish. Let's take him up here. Now that was because I was waiting for the pellet speed. I was trying to judge my fly to sink at the same speed of those sinking pellets. So tip number 2 worked. Now, that's what I call totally awesome trout fishing.